Hello, this is our interactive dashboard for our Project 2, showcasing the Cincinnati 311 service calls data. For this project, we are working with a 5,000 record representative sample of the data, as the full data set was causing issues with it running sluggishly and too many points overlapping, not really creating a very good view. So for starters, you can see here we have our map as our kind of centerpiece of this dashboard with all of our charts and panels layering on top of that. You start off at this default location and zoom, but you do have the ability to zoom in to get a closer view of any of the points. And again, you can zoom back out for that citywide view. Starting off over here in our what we call the filter panel, you have the ability to filter by request type, which allows you to choose any of the service request types that you wish, and it will update the points on the map as well as all of our charts. And again, you can just go back to showing all of the types to get that full data view. We also have a few different color encodings that will update the colors on the points on the map. So we start with our time from request to update, which will show the time between when the call was first made to the latest update on that call, using this yellow to orange to red color scheme. We also have the categorical color schemes that we used for the neighborhood, where each neighborhood will have its own color, or public agency, where each agency has its own color, and service request type, again, where each type has its own color. And also we have the priority color encoding, which you saw at the beginning here, which would show standard as blue, hazard as orange, and priority as red. For all of these categorical colors, we do have the ability to change the color as the user wishes. So if I wanted standard to be, let's just say, green, I could change it there, and you'll see all of the points update, and you'll also see the priority chart over here updated as well. And if I wanted to reset it back to blue, all I have to do is click this Reset Colors button. Also on this panel, you'll see where you can change what the base map is. So it defaults to this aerial satellite view, but we also have the roads and boundaries view, which may be helpful when you're looking zoomed in at a closer view. And again, we can zoom back out here, and let's just change the color back to time from request to update. Moving on to our attribute charts over here, we have the main chart, the main data attributes we wanted to display, which was the service request types, the priority, the agency, the method received, and the neighborhoods. All of these are interactive, where you could click to filter out the rest of the dashboard. And again, you can click to filter on multiple charts at the same time to really narrow down what you're trying to find in the data. Each of these charts have their own clear button, so you can clear out just a specific chart, or if you wanted to clear out everything to get back to the default view, we have a master clear selection button over here as well. Moving on to our timeline chart down here, we've got the calls per day plotted throughout the year. You can see that there's the tooltip that allows you to actually see how many calls for each date. With this timeline, we can brush within it to show the calls within a certain date range, and you can see how the tooltip updates to show the date range and the calls within that range. Another feature of our timeline here is we do have an animation that plays that will animate throughout the year and update the map and all of the attribute points, attribute charts to match the data within the timeline that is animating down here. And you can stop at any given moment and reset it if you want to get back to that default view. There is also the option for our timeline. You can either show the calls based on the date received, or if you wanted to see based off the date resolved as well. In addition to these charts, we also have implemented a city heat map that splits the city up into these grids and shows the call density within each grid. As you can see, the color scheme we used here for the heat map for the call density is the same as the color scheme we've been using in our attribute charts, showing the call density on those just to keep things consistent. And then lastly, we also have the ability to brush the points within the map using this toggle here, so we can turn that on and you can see how we can create a brush to show any given set of points that we wish to see. We can make the brush larger or we can make it smaller, and again, if we wish to get rid of that brushing, we just have to toggle it off. So yeah, and as you can see, just one final look, all of these charts are linked together. So when you're brushing within the map, you're going to see all of the different attribute charts update. And again, even with the brushing filter going on here, we can continue to narrow down that points that we see within the brush using our filters over here as well. So yeah, that is our Project 2 interactive dashboard for the Cincinnati 311 service calls.